What's going on? How's it hanging? How's it happening? You guys know this is Kevin from the Chord Progression Podcast. Everybody, we're in the middle of December right now. We are still going hard on the podcast, like, you know, that's what we always do. We always go nuts on this thing. We always bring you the best bands possible at all times. And today, it's no different with Dark Divine coming to the podcast. Oh, yeah, before we jump into that, though, I want to thank our sponsor for this podcast, which is Phoenix Fitness, aka FNX Fitness. Oh, yeah. Get Mosh Pit ready with us because, yeah, you're going to want to, go to all these shows that are popping up in 2023 already. I mean, hell, I'm going to see We Came as Roman, Static X, who else had tickets? August Burns Red, Answer Like Flogging Molly. You guys know I love to be in a mosh pit, right? And gotta hit the gym, gotta make sure my cardio is up, gotta make sure I'm strong enough to make sure you can go to those mosh pits consistently every single day and never get tired of them. So what I do, hit the gym, but I gotta recover right. That's where Phoenix Fitness comes in. Personally, I use their protein to make sure, after the workout, get the big hour. Just make sure, your muscles get that protein so they can rebuild. I also use their stim-free pre-workout as well because you guys know me. I've got so much freaking energy that it is nuts. It never stops, and I'm just going to keep going. So I had, caffeine to me at that point. I'd be like, yeah. So make sure that you're mosh pit ready with us. When you're in the gym, recover right with FNX Fitness, prepare right with all their good stuff. You can go to fnxfit.com, check it all out, and use our promo code, which is going to be in the description of the podcast, and get 20% off your entire order. And you guys think I'm kidding you, but if any of you guys have ever seen a mosh pit before, yeah, I think that kind of speaks for itself, though. So links to the podcast. Thank you, Phoenix Fitness. Now to our feature presentation. We have Dark Divine on the podcast with us today. And their debut EP, Halloweentown, has been out since September. Of course, their song, Halloweentown, definitely hits. And we talk about the other songs on the EP as well. What songs are their favorite? We talk about what they've done live. We talk about how they got into this whole entire thing, how they got inspired based off of Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Orlando. And one of my favorite pieces of this podcast, when we talk about the crazy things they did for their music videos. So join us as we talk with Anthony, Robbie, and Tristan from Dark Divine on the podcast today. Are you ready? Let's go! Yeah! Well, ladies and boys and girls, listeners of the Chord Progression Podcast. Yes, it's after Halloween. Yes, we're getting towards the end of the year, but it's always going to be spooky season at some point. I mean, come on. We love rock. We love metal. We love metalcore. Yeah, there's definitely going to be some sort of that going on, and we're just going to keep that rolling today. The band we have on today, their brand new EP, which came out on September 30th, Halloweentown, is out for you guys to go check out. So if you're fans of bands like Motionless in White, Ice Nine Kills, I got my Ice Nine Kills shirt on, one of the many of them, or even like some of the heavier stuff, like if you like Lorna Shore, yeah, you're going to want to check these guys out. And now it's time to welcome them. So please welcome Anthony, Robbie, and Tristan from the band Dark Divine to the podcast. So gentlemen, welcome to the Chord Progression Podcast.
Hi there, how are you?
Hi.
Hey guys, it's doing well on my end. How has everything been going on your end? How is everything going as we are about to wrap up 2022, going to 2023? Just how's everything going in the Dark Divine area?
It's great. It's finally getting cold out, so we're getting to break out the sweaters, which is nice.
All right, I have to ask this. What is cold for you guys?
Oh, dude, 60s?
Yeah, 60s,
low
I'd say.
70s. I'm done.
50s.
Some of the northern states would laugh at us, but like when it's like upwards of 80 plus
Here.
degrees every part of the year.
Yeah, let's see what's the temperature right now. Like right now, I'm like, this is nice. It's cold. It's
50
57. It's 57.
So I would consider it like brisk.
Already. Give me a second, because I'll put it this way. Right now, there is snow on the ground where I am, and the temperature outside is a very warm 21 degrees Fahrenheit.
Jesus. Yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. Florida.
A lot colder than here.
Wisconsin. Woo!
Wisconsin. Yeah. I want to go up north and like see snow again, but I don't know. I'm kind of a wimp with temperature.
Yeah, same. I talk a lot of smack, and then I get cold.
Yeah.
That's kind of not something I'm, that's uncommon on the podcast. Like a lot of bands that are from that southern area of the country, it's like I talked about, like especially in winter, it's like we always bring up the weather at some point, and we talk about how cold it gets up here. It's like, oh no, if we're gonna tour up there, we'll come up there, but when it's like late spring, summer, early fall, they're not gonna come up here when it's when there's snow on the ground. And if you get the coldest walk you're gonna have in the morning is like from the van to the venue, and it's just like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
We just played a show at House of Blues, and if we had to like the load in process was a really far walk
Very
from a
long.
parking lot, and we had to do that in like snow. I know it would be miserable.
We say like 200, 300 yards,
Yeah,
something like
something
that.
crazy. Yeah, fuck the cold.
Is that the House of Blues in Orlando that has that far of like a distance?
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
crazy actually. It's like I was my first time playing there, so I didn't realize how far of a walk it was. And we had to do trips like back and forth.
Yeah, a lot of trips, a lot of
That-
gear.
A lot of gear.
That's nuts, especially for just, load in, load out process. If you have to walk, 200 or 300 yards, I mean, that's going to be like a fifth or sixth of a mile that you have to walk just one way. So, I mean, just to take 3 trips, I mean, you're walking a mile pretty much right there, or even 4 trips, you're walking a mile at that point. So that is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, okay, now I'm going here, come back, going here, come back.
And that was twice. Just load out.
Luckily, they did have staff and like
Yeah.
those rolling carts to help us.
Yeah, that was a lifesaver.
I'm
for
pretty
sure.
sure with bands have like the bigger touring package, like a semi. There's ways to get those trucks in and out of the venue.
We weren't worth that time.
It's like you're going to park in the side parking lot way off face, and you're going to have to carry this up. But if someone's bringing a semi truck, they probably got like a loading dock or a loading bay that's just ready to go for that instance.
No doubt.
Probably, yeah.
No doubt.
Luckily, we don't have anything like we don't have a whole bunch of cabs or anything. It was all pretty bare bones and just
And then
stage props
drums.
and drums. Those are
Drums and merch.
Hey, sometimes, that drum kit's going to be a big thing to move. And of course, with you guys, I mean, with the merch things that you can come up with, you're probably moving a lot of merch at that point. All of a sudden, people see some of the shit. It's going to be like, oh my God, we need some of that shit. And all of a sudden, you're going to get people at the merch table acting like Fry from Futurama. Take my money now.
Yeah, of course. That's the goal, right?
That is the goal. So, as looking back on 2022 as well, especially you guys going out playing live shows, what was the live reception for you guys like in 2022, especially with the new EP that released on September 30th with those 7 songs? What was that reception like for you guys playing live?
So we had been writing that EP for a better part of a year from when we started the band. Those songs had been a really lengthy process from getting the music videos out, getting like all the promotion down. We got signed before that EP actually was released. So like all of these things kind of happened separately. That live performance was definitely like kind of an amalgamation of like a year's worth of work. The reception was incredible. Like the first show, we packed a local venue in our hometown, and it was great to see all the friends and family, and then people who like flew in who we didn't even know. They came in to come support the first show. It was incredible. Like it exceeded my expectations, like to the nines.
I mean, that's how you've got something going on. That's that's how you got something going on when even for a hometown show you have people flying in from other parts of the country just to be a part of that, just to see that, and to pack the house so that you guys go on stage, you look out in the crowd, and you see a bunch of people saying there. It's like, where's the open space? There's only a little bit of open space, and that's where the pit's going to be. Otherwise, it's wall to wall people.
It was crazy. Like even out of state, there was some people that were driving. I think the longest
12 hours.
Yeah, it was like some fan drove 12 hours to come see us, and I like
one way. Yeah,
bro, I wouldn't even do that to see my family. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that for anything ever.
But at the same token, too, I mean, you have to appreciate that, and you have to like take stock in the fact that someone took the time to do that, and they might not be the only person that'd be willing to do something like that, to go and make sure they see a Dark Divine show, to take the time out of their week at that point to travel to go see you guys and then travel back for what would be a day's worth of just driving. That is nuts. I mean, I have a feeling that that person definitely is from the Midwest, because we're like, anything under 15 hours, that's drivable.
Right. And it was only an East Coast tour, so I'm imagining they were someone who lived in the Midwest and wanted to come see us. We're trying to tour out there, but we don't have anything booked. We're trying to figure some stuff out.
So, like, what sort of challenges have you guys come up with when it comes to like booking tours, especially maybe going to 2023, looking at like going to the Midwest, maybe going out to the West Coast? Have there been any offers of any challenges? Now, if there are offers, don't tell me what the specifics are. Just tell me that there have been some, because I don't want to get you guys any trouble. On top of that, I want to keep up that anticipation and that intrigue of like, wait, there's stuff going on for Dark Divine. We must follow them now so we make sure we know what's going on later.
Right. Well, we can announce this now. So we just recently signed on to Sound Talent. So that's a booking agency. They do, Motionless, and they do Ice Nine. They do a whole bunch of really awesome bands. They just added us to their roster, so we have some actual people booking for us now. So I would say the challenges at this point are just going to be submitting for tours and hoping that, we get some stuff back.
It's a waiting game right now because they're booking for future. So they're like analyzing and taking a look at different bands and see who fits where type of thing. And hopefully we'll get something for like springtime or early next year.
That's the goal. We're trying to get like a spring tour going.
I mean, I'm starting to see a lot of those like spring tours start to pop up and then get announced as well. So it's possible you guys to get on something like that, especially you never know what might happen too with some of those tours. Maybe at some point in time something happens with one of those bands, unfortunately has to drop out. But with your guys' sound and your guys' style, especially when it comes to that's one thing I've been kind of talking about on the podcast as well, has been there's a lot of times where tour packages, it's like they formulate around a certain specific sound, or it's like these bands have to fit in this certain sound. But that's not really the case for a lot of these successful tours. It's how does the energy flow from one band to the next? How does that create the fan experience? Because I've seen some wacky tour packages where you look at them, it's like, now how in the hell is that supposed to work? And then you go and see them and it's like, that was a lot of fucking fun. Now I know how that works. So you guys have a sound and a style that could bring that energy to really match with a lot of these bands in the rock and metal scene to go and tour with, to go potentially open for. And I mean, just driving that energy is going to be the key.
Yeah, no, and if the fans if there's fans who don't currently know who we are, it's all about kind of being the thing they didn't know they wanted to see. You know what I mean? Like I love being a first time experience for people. I think it's a really cool thing when they don't know what they're getting into the whole spooky culture, into the whole spooky band sort of a situation. And there's a lot of people who are spooky boys and girls at heart. So I like to bring that out of them.
Very welcome.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just take a look at what happened with the whole Trinity of Terror tour with Ice Nine, Motionless, and Black Veil Brides. I mean, they went on 3 iterations of that throughout the year. And it's just, and people have been going to that multiple times. I can solely admit that I was one of those people. I went to 3 of those shows this year, and I don't regret going to a single one of them because, hell, it was fun. And I really love 2 of those 3 bands. And then during the second one, and one of my favorite bands was the opener, I'm like, okay, I can't not go and see the Trinity of Terror tour with We Came as Romans opening. Like, that just sounds like too much fun. So that's a throwdown in itself. However, when it comes to you guys, well, it's like thinking about the whole entire kind of that spooky culture. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are really into that horror scene, that are into the horror vibe, that are into the whole entire Halloween thing. It has kind of that gothic feel to it. It has that emo feel connection to it. And a lot of people are still really into something like that. And you're seeing the success of Trinity Terror Tour. You're seeing the success that Motionless in White has been seen, especially off of the new album Square on the End of the Earth. And you're seeing the success that Ice Nine Kills has had. So when it comes to getting you guys on a tour package and people go and see something like that, even if they're not expecting it, they see it, they already can make that connection. They might like one of those 2 bands a hell of a lot. And it's like, okay, now I have to check this out. Now I'm invested in this just by seeing the aesthetic, just by seeing what these guys are bringing to the table. And then the music is the thing that hooks them in and just keeps them in forever.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a package. It's definitely a package.
It's a package, but it's a package worth checking out. I mean, you're just like, oh, well, let's see what's going on here. Oh, dear God. Alrighty, now it's like the opener is you guys, and you're looking at the next band. It's like, okay, how are these guys going to top this? Like, how is this band going to top what Dark Divine just did? And then all of a sudden, now that energy is flown. Now the people are into the show, and now everything is going up and up. But people are still going to remember, it's like, damn, I did not know that Dark Divine band at all, but holy shit, am I into this now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the goal, right? So hopefully with these new booking stuff.
Yeah, we're hoping to get some good stuff going.
Well,
I know there's a lot of people on the. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, there's a lot of people on the West Coast and the Midwest who have been messaging us, trying to see us. So,
and we're all like, it's not that we don't want to be there. It's like, well, we want to and we will, but challenges, and we're relatively a fresh band as well. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. Like, we're barely a year old. So the fact that we kind of have as much as we have right now for the time period given,
that's crazy.
Like, that in itself is crazy. So like, trust us, like we want to get there, and we're working very hard to do so, and we're pretty much there. So we're just waiting for the right opportunity.
You're waiting for the right opportunity, but at the same point in time, being connected with that booking agency as well. Just seeing, some of the other bands they have, and there's some of the other bands that you mentioned. What that also does is it puts, it puts a group, or it puts a booking agent that has a lot more that weight, has a lot more that positive reputation in the scene going forward, backing you guys. So when it comes to getting on some of these tours, submitting, it's like, okay, this booking agency is putting Dark Divine up for these tours. There's a lot of positive push behind this. We have to go check them out regardless of size. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, these guys have only been around for like a year, but look at this size, look at this growth, look at this connection,
Right.
look at this aesthetic. Like, this is going to fit. This is going to hit. This is going to be something that people are going to want to go and check out. And even if it's like a smaller one that's going smaller venues, if it's like one of the, mid-size or major ones you guys are opening for, it's something that people are going to still be intrigued by. People are still going to want to check out. And you never know what might happen, because I've seen some of those bands that have gone on like some really small tours to start out with, and all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, now you're on this like big gigantic one out of nowhere. How the fuck did that happen? But you know what happened because people wanted it, and there's a lot of positive push behind it, both from the fans and both behind the scenes as well.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly.
So one thing I am curious about is, especially with that whole entire like spooky Halloween aesthetic, how'd you guys come up with that, and how'd you guys get inspired to write especially stuff around that and to really create the whole entire image, vibe, idea of Dark Divine from that?
So originally the idea for our sound wasn't inherently centered around like a spooky atmosphere or like around, Halloween in specific. Like, we were just gonna try to write, whatever songs we could, and we didn't really know what we were gonna do. On the side, while we were planning whatever Dark Divine was gonna become, we would have conversations about like horror movies and going to Halloween Horror Nights, which is huge in Orlando.
Because we were still getting to know each other at the time. So, trying to find common things and interests and things like that. Just that was horror movies and things like that was a common thing that always came up.
And it was like an extension of who we are as people, and it just kind of found its way into the sound. It just felt like a super natural progression.
Mm.
See, now that makes a lot of sense, because especially with you guys being a younger band and growing up the way you have, especially from the past year as the band, trying to get to know each other, if that's the thing that really helped you guys come together and really was a thing that you guys had in common and centered around, then it makes a lot of sense where the sound for Dark Divine took a shape around that as a thing to connect you guys as a group, but also just to bring more of this intrigue and bring more of this fun to the band, that instead of just trying to write, something that might sound like the same old stuff, it's no, you want to find something for yourself, and you took inspiration from that based off of how you came up as a band and how you guys came together. So that's always something that's an interesting thing to think about, and it's a cool thing to hear about that as well, just because, people ask about like, oh, well, how did the band start? It's like, well, what's the inspiration for this? I kind of want to know the full story behind that too, because it increases the lore around Dark Divine at that time.
Right.
Exactly.
And there's a lot to choose from in terms of lore. Like, there's so much spooky shit that exists. And
Yeah, it's hard not to be influenced. Like you said, just so much different directions you can go with it.
No, absolutely, because you can go with it more of like a gothic direction, go more of it with like kind of more of that like horror comedy direction at the same time. You just go with this, the heaviness behind it, the blood, the gore, the guts. You can go with so many different things around, and you don't have to stick to one thing either. You can work around so many crazy things. I mean, take a look at all the different styles of horror movies that are out there. You got, your suspenseful ones, your thriller ones, your slasher ones, and then all the other ideas, even from real life, just like the Salem witch trials or anything that comes from like the paranormal or just ghosts, anything around there. You have so much to pick from to be influenced by, that you can just create so many things off there. You have so many jumping off points where you never know what might come up from there. Like, you guys might be making more music now, and it could go in a completely different direction, but still be like from that horror jumping off point.
That's basically how it is. That's how it has been this entire process, and it seems that that's what we're most comfortable with, because like you said, there's just so many different variations of things, and it's like we're all interested in every single one of them, so we could dive into any one of them, reach in and pull out a topic, an idea, and we can find something to get excited about to put into that song.
So now let me ask you guys this, for all three of you, when it comes to that whole entire horror aesthetic, when it comes to that like main thing that brought you guys into that as individuals, what was that thing that really brought all three of you into it, either together or say as individuals as well, because it's the thing that connects you guys together to make this kind of music. But what was the individual draw into that for each of you?
Maybe Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, probably Halloween Horror, because we like, I've always been a fan of Universal Studios in general. So like, we all went this past year,
Some people don't know
year
what that
before.
is, by the way.
Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, dude, I
is
swear.
basically they transform Universal Studios into haunted houses and shit. and they have like scare zones, and
Games
it's
and
it's all super
Food,
dope.
and it's at night, and
It's all spooky, all fun, and we
it's for 2 months.
it's dope. Yeah, we go every year. Well, of the 2 years that we've known each other.
Yeah, we go all the time.
Like sitting on rough drafts last year of Halloweentown and going back and forth to
Horror
nights,
Yeah.
and just kind of letting things span from there.
Imagery and
Yeah, we were bouncing ideas off of each other, like in line for these haunted
all
houses.
night, yeah,
Yeah.
from
It was
different
dope.
images and stuff. It's perfect, inspiration.
Shit, now it's can we get Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios happen, more than just 2 months out of the year for you guys just to continue to be inspired by this stuff?
Yes, and
Right?
Bro,
Can you get us? Yeah, can you get us on a stage in the fucking Halloween Horror Nights? Let's make that
Put it
happen.
on the speaker in the fucking Halloween Horror Nights.
Shoot, Mr. Universal, hit us up.
Universal.
Yeah. What's better? What's better than having you guys play a show literally during Halloween Horror Nights? So people are getting scared, people are eating, people are drinking, people are having a great time,
Bro,
and then you got a
are
group of
preaching
crazy
to the
ass kids in the
choir
mosh
right
pit.
now. I know
Can we sign it? Can we get a petition? Because I don't
Yeah,
think we're
right?
crazy.
I don't think we're crazy. I think that should happen.
I don't think so either, because even think about the aesthetic around there. You add that sort of like horror style to the music. It really fits in there. I mean, hell, I was throwing out candy to trick or treaters this year, and it's like everyone was coming by, and what am I blasting? I'm blasting Ice Nine Kills in the back. It's like, well, what the heck is this? This is heavy and scary, and all of a sudden I'm playing Funeral Derangements, and all of a sudden you hear Sometimes Dead is Better, and I'm just like banging my head, and these little kids are coming around like, what's the crazy guy doing over there? And I'm starting to throw candy. I'm like, I'm giving you candy and I'm rocking out. What the fuck else do you expect?
Yeah, exactly.
We might have to create that petition though. I'm like, maybe like make like a whole entire like TikTok thing out of it, because of course, people are attention on TikTok now. It's like, hey, let's get a petition going for Halloween Horror Nights 2023. Let's get like a whole entire, one night thing where it's just one giant metal
This is the
festival.
time. We got to create a campaign now for next year, and I think by the time coming, like we'll be able to do it.
At least play the song in the fucking park.
Yeah. Put it on a speaker. Damn. But the thing is, like, Rob Zombie had a scare zone and a house at Universal Studios too, so like they recognize the rock side of it. So it's like they just
Like, come on,
we're a year old. They're like, who's this fucking guy?
come on, Halloweentown.
Halloweentown.
Dude, that's half the heavy lifting right there.
One
Like,
word.
come on.
One word. Halloweentown.
There's your house. Like, what?
Yeah, just have a
20%.
Halloween Town house and just have Dark Divine music playing as people are walking through there. And I mean, you may even have to like just drop it down, or maybe just drop down, make it like lo-fi at the same time as well. So it's like, what the fuck is actually going on here? And everyone's getting freaked out by it. And people are waiting in line, you'll see a bunch of people waiting in line, like, what the heck is going on? Some people be enjoying the music. And then you'll see my dumbass down there trying to start a mosh pit in line because, no, let's just say, that just sounds like fun.
Let's leave the mosh pit part out because I think we could do it. We could do it.
You guys we'll leave the mosh pit out for you guys. When it comes to me specifically though, like if I'm down there, I may just feel inclined to be like, especially with friends, if I travel down there, go with friends, just go push.
Respect.
I can't help it, man. It's too much fun, but that would definitely be something where could you imagine if for Halloween Horror Nights for 2023, Universal Studios put together like a whole entire music festival for one day and brought a bunch of different bands around that have that horror trope around there and bring like some of the bigger ones, bring the smaller ones. Well, yeah, make it a whole entire thing. I mean, hell, you could have if they've done something with Rob Zombie, bring Rob Zombie in, bring you guys in because of course Halloweentown, you guys are local from there. It absolutely fits. Bringing the guys from Einstein, bringing the guys from Motionless, bringing Black Veil Brides, I'm trying to think of some other crazy ones that I could think of off the top of my head. Because you
There's so many.
Yeah, bringing freaking Guar.
Guar, yeah, and the thing is, there is a huge stage and a courtyard in the front of the park that is always empty for whatever reason every year, every year. They don't use the stage. There's this huge stage with this whole area.
They do concerts there, but not during the Halloween Horror Nights.
That's what I'm saying. Not during Horror Nights, but it's there for concerts.
Bro, I'd play that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, but could you imagine having a bunch of people also come in and use that courtyard space to go to see a show and just be in that setting, be in that space, and then go and see some haunted houses, be a part of that, get scared to all hell? Come on, it speaks for itself.
That sounds like heaven
you
to
are
me.
preaching to the choir. That sounds like a good idea.
God
Oh,
damn
let
it.
me get
Okay,
that.
Universal
That's
Studios,
the
you
one.
have to get on this for 2023. I swear. There's going to be a lot of people that want to
Yeah.
go and see this shit and really get into it. I mean, come on. Why
Come on,
not?
Universal, send us a DM.
Yeah, we got the check mark. We can go. We go.
We got the
slide in.
check mark.
We got the. That's a start.
At Universal.
Yeah, you got the check mark. Not that you had to pay for it either. No, you got the check mark the old school way. Deservingly.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Not going to take a look at the balance sheet for Dark Divine and see, what is this $8 for? And all of a sudden you see a blue check mark next to it. No. There's none of that shit.
Can you buy it on Instagram?
On Twitter now.
On Twitter now.
you can. Oh, I don't even think we're verified on Twitter.
No.
I know we're verified on Instagram. I think that's it.
Yeah, and Facebook, but like,
Are we verified on Facebook?
yeah, it's like, whatever, like, right? There's a
I don't even know.
maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe not. Maybe so. Who knows? All you know is you're verified on Instagram, and well, that still somewhat means something because, well, you don't have to pay $8 to get it.
And people like us on TikTok too.
Yes.
Yeah. So you got when you think about it too, it's like when it comes to the platforms on social media that people are really having attention towards. It's like Facebook is kind of like the hub for everything, but most of the time you see it on there, it's basically people posting pictures of their kids or a bunch of political rants that no one wants to be a part of. Twitter's got its own issues right now. And so it's like people go to Instagram, but of course the younger generation is really focusing in on TikTok. So if you guys are really killing on those two platforms in terms of the social content, you're where the majority of the attention is going to be where you need it to be.
Hell yeah. No, yeah, we definitely got our start on TikTok, and that was a huge help for like doing some of the contests and just, having regular content. Yeah, it just helped. And we saw that the audience we got from TikTok, it's cross-platform. Like they were transitioning to our Spotify, our Apple Music, our Instagram. It's a really cool thing.
So what did you guys do to get that start on TikTok to get connected with the fans? What was the thing that you guys did to really get that to happen?
So
Algorithm.
yeah, it was super spontaneous. We just posted I think it was like day 2 of trying to be your favorite spooky metal band, and it was a clip from our music video, and it started to kind of pop off a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of the initial, bringing in that core audience to kind of discover who is Dark Divine. And
that's how the label discovered us too.
Yeah, that's how we got signed basically.
So TikTok was good for something for somebody, and thankfully it was you guys.
Yeah. And then it snowballed slowly but surely. But we decided early on to make it a consistent effort to keep that content flowing, So it we definitely worked for it because we did spend a lot of hours like trying to come up with different ideas and like just seeing what worked, what because we knew it was important. We as individuals might not like social media as much, but we understand as artists that that's a way to engage with people, and that's just something that you have to do. So we just, decided to do it, and we did it, and it worked out.
And you think about it as well, there's times when people pop off on social media on some of those platforms, but the way you guys did it where it happened, and then why it snowballed was because you guys didn't just say, oh, something hit, it happened, we're starting to get discovered, all right, that we're just going to focus on other things. You guys kept that solid content coming. You kept understanding what people were, coming in to see. You kept staying creative with it, and you kept giving more and more of those chances for more people to see your stuff, more videos to get more popular, and more people to get to those cross-platform spots where they're discovering you on TikTok. Now they're going over to Spotify, Apple Music, they're going over to YouTube to watch those videos. They're following you on other social media platforms as well. Find out where you guys are playing live and going to see you guys play live. You're giving much more that opportunity than someone who's, maybe posting once and it's like, oh, that didn't hit. Oh, well. Like the time and consistency behind it is definitely a key because think about, it's kind of like the lottery in a way where if you buy one lottery ticket, you have a chance, but you have a much better chance if you buy like 10 or 11. I'm not saying buy lottery tickets, but what I'm saying is, you're increasing the odds or the chances that you're going to end up having that moment the more consistent you are with that delivery.
Right.
Yeah, I get like bands who are like I'm friends with who ask me about TikTok stuff, and I tell them like you might have a video that pops off, but you're gonna have like 10 or 20 videos that flop or just kind of like remain in that sort of developing stage.
Yeah,
it's all about building that consistency because like the more content you post, the more likely it will be that something pops off. It's a quantity game.
Oh, absolutely. Because even like the times I've done like the crazy TikTok like super cuts for this podcast, there have been two that have really actually like hit, and that's probably out of I want to say at least 200 to 300 different videos over the past 9 months. Only 2 of them have actually gotten above like the 10,000 view marker. But I look at them like, if I wouldn't have done anything, then none of those videos would have had it. Like at that point, there's a chance for people to get into the podcast to check it out based off of someone telling a story about how they wrote their favorite song while they were waking up from the night of a great bender and they were hungover as shit and they didn't want to do anything. Or a band that decided to spout off their ideas for merch. Like that was it. That's what hit. I've had some other crazy profound ones I put up there, but apparently those are the ones that hit. But if I wouldn't have tried, I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, no, and you'd be surprised what'll pop off. It's so spontaneous. It's funny as hell. Like you could put a lot of time and effort into a video, and then the stupid throwaway video you post after that is the one that blow up. It's so spontaneous.
Yeah, it's you never know what the humor or the attention of the internet's going to end up taking. You never know exactly what that algorithm's going to be like. Oh, hey, we're going to show this one to people for some random ass reason. Like for me, the drunk story one, I didn't think that one was going to hit, but that one hit. The one with the merch idea, something like that possibly has a chance. But there have been some other ones where I'm like, this is profound, this is interesting, this is could be controversial in a way. Nothing.
Yeah, it's a number. It's a
And the ones that you think are gonna do good, like those are the ones that you're most proud of, the ones that you put the most time in. They're like, nah, we don't care. And then you'll throw one in there that's just to get it out there, and that's the one that'll be spinning.
It's frustrating sometimes. Like I'll put like hours into a video and then like nothing, and then I'll do like a stupid 20-second thing, and that's the one that pop off.
Oh, I've got a feeling that's going to happen with me at some point because I did a video last year with the Grinch and I only posted on YouTube. I didn't post it on TikTok, but this year I'm like, I still have the whole video file. I'm just going to splice it up and put it on TikTok, see what happens. And I'm like, it's really, really dumb, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it. It's basically, I kind of made the Grinch go all Downfall of Us All by A Day to Remember. That's pretty much all I did for like 15 seconds.
That's sick though. I think that's funny.
Man, that's the stuff people like to see.
I gotta come up with something else again for this year because that was the one I posted last year on YouTube. I'm gonna put on TikTok this year. I'm gonna post something else on YouTube this year. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Might do something crazy with the Polar Express. Might go with the Grinch again and do something else with the Grinch disrespecting his surroundings. I don't know yet. I'm gonna think of something though. Like disrespect yours, and just seeing like him crashing the car, him on the jackhammer, the monkey slamming his head, all that good kind of stuff. But yeah, it's like the things that just you put a lot of time and effort in. Yeah, sometimes those things aren't the ones that hit, and sometimes the dumbest thing you can think of is the thing that hits. But the key is, the more consistent you are with putting stuff out there, the more chances you have to get spotted. The more chances, especially from an artist standpoint, you get spotted, get seen, and people to get interested in what you're doing. And for you guys, with those videos, it was, you guys got noticed on TikTok. People are doing those cross platforms. That's you got spotted by the label. It puts your stuff out there in the zeitgeist of the rock and metal culture that you guys are going for. And if you guys didn't put it out there, we're having a completely different conversation then at this point.
Right. No, yeah, absolutely. It's all about kind of making that community.
Absolutely. And I mean, when you said that someone drove 12 hours to go and see one of your shows on the East Coast, I mean, that definitely speaks to the sense of community you guys have been able to build.
And then again, the last show we did at House of Blues, we had a fan drive from Tennessee, which is like 11 hours to come see us for one show.
From Minnesota as well.
Minnesota, yeah. Oh, nuts.
And they brought Gushers.
Yeah, they did. They brought snacks.
I didn't get to have any of them.
Don't lie.
You totally got to have some.
I had one bag.
Oh, so at first he didn't have any. Now he's got one.
It was like 48 pouches of Gushers.
That's bull crap. I didn't have any.
I'll be honest. I ate a fuck ton of those Gushers.
Oh my god.
They were just sitting there, and I was like, I'm hungry. I'm gonna fuck those up.
For me.
You live in St. Pete. Come get them.
You left them around too long is what it is. Yeah. I won't go buy them, but if I see them laying around,
that's what it is. Like, I don't have the willpower to go out and actually physically buy them, but if they're just sitting there, bro.
Yeah, if someone brings him to you and is like, "Would you like a gusher?" You're just like, "Of course I would like a gusher. This is awesome." But you know, you go to this, if you go grocery shopping, it's like, "No, I'm not buying these. No, no."
I also just knew it would piss you off if I ate your Gushers.
Oh, that's just see, that wasn't on that level. I was just thinking rationally, but he's malice.
I'm malice.
He was taking the true evilness from that whole entire horror side of things and really putting it in perspective by eating all of those freaking gushers.
He was enjoying those gushers.
I was
more than
enjoying
one
them.
way.
At the end of the
More
day,
than-
it warmed my heart just to have somebody drive from Minnesota and bring us gushers. So
It's a thought that
the
counts.
thought that
Well,
counts.
bring Anthony Gushers.
Bring me Gushers and write your name on the box.
Hey, Robbie, yeah, let's specify. Robbie's name was on the box. Yeah, so that's what I'm sorry. Yeah, that Robbie has a right to be upset.
Alrighty, that means that, Anthony, I'm pretty sure at some point in time you're gonna have to walk out on stage with some gushers, look at Robbie, but then open up and, like, if you have a jacket, open up the shirt and have the giant lemon on there and just have evil. Every villain is lemon. Just start eating gushers on stage right in front of them. Just as like a, yeah, you know what this is from.
Yeah, I'll do that specific thing.
Robbie would cry too.
Plus, then you guys all of a sudden, next thing you know, I'm gonna see Dark Divine merch that has every villain is lemons on it, and I'm gonna be like, I know where that came from.
Nice.
Would you like a shirt? Yes, please. Take my money now.
Write that down. Write that down. Write that down.
Write that down. And probably Robbie's back there playing tic-tac-toe with himself, you know, like Patrick was, just
Yes,
really
yeah,
going to the whole entire SpongeBob vibe of this
know him?
thing. Just having a blast with it. So going a little bit more into the EP as well. So of course there are 7 songs on there. Out of all those songs, which was the song? I mean, it's going to be, I hate asking this question, but I also love asking this question. Hate asking because it's like trying to make you pick between your favorite children, which is always a bad thing because who can really pick between that? But I'm going to make you do it anyway. So out of the 7 songs that are on Halloweentown, which is the one for you guys that's just like, this was our favorite one. This is the one that stood out to us the most. This is the one that if people haven't checked us out yet, this is the one you have to listen to right now. Well, after this podcast, but yeah, you get the point.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, I like No Escape. Obviously, we had the Ricky Armelino feature, which he was, incredible to work with. He's a super sweet dude. But more so than that, it's my most fun song to play live. I would say No Escape.
Robbie.
All right. Well, yeah, Robbie, what about you?
Fear. I like the fear the most. I think it has that heavy element, but also the spooky element that we try and stay true to, while also introducing a whole other side that you wouldn't necessarily expect from us. So
The sad boy hours.
yeah.
And I'm gonna say Runaway because that's my favorite one to play live, and chainsaws and shit,
Chainsaw. Shit.
Oh, yeah. When you get chainsaws and shit in there, you know it's going to be a fun time. I mean, ask yourself this. When a band includes a chainsaw into their music, you know it's going to be a fun time. You know it's going to be a song that's going to end up being heavy. It's going to be a lot of fun, and that you're going to want to go mashi too. So I
think that's why I like it live so much because exactly you don't even have to know it. You hear a chainsaw, you know shit's about to go down.
Yeah.
Limp Bizkit taught us that.
And for what I've noticed so far, at least with our shows, is Runaway is one of the most receptive songs we have when we play live.
Dude, we had actual crowd surfers at the fucking
Out
House of
of
Blues show.
nowhere.
I was terrified too because I was like,
No, they made him stop.
yeah,
Yeah.
because we were briefed not to instigate crowd surfing and
we
shit like
didn't.
that, and we didn't. I was like, you can see if there's videos of it online of that show. I literally stopped moving because I'm like, I can't stop the song, but I'm freaking out. I don't know what the fuck to do. Calm the fuck down.
So many people.
I love your energy, but damn.
That song just instigated a lot of energy, and it always does live.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. And I remember when we were in Toledo, Ohio, that the breakdown of that song, a dude ate shit at that. It was a tiny venue. And I think there was another crowd surfer at that show, but it was this little tiny venue, and we were just right on the floor in front of the audience, and
Don't you love that?
which I like the intimate kind of show. No, it was fun as fuck. And the breakdown hit, and this dude runs and he just trips and he eats shit. He hits his head right on our fucking stage riser. He was fine after. I saw him after the show, but I was like, bro.
Another dude climbed on top of the PA speaker and then stage dived. Well, crowd surf, not stage dive, but right off the PA speaker.
Dude, that was a crazy show. That was probably one of the crazier shows I've been a part of.
Yeah.
Toledo, Ohio. You guys are crazy.
Well, then, I mean, there's a couple of venues I want you guys to come out up here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin that'll have that kind of a style so that we can do the exact same shit and basically have you guys be like, hey, the stage is our stage is your stage, so coming up here and you guys are on stage playing and we all jump up on stage with you guys and start moshing on stage and all of a sudden it's like, ups, keep your distance from the drums, don't mess up the equipment, but let's just go fucking crazy. Just create the
cable
most
management.
You know me.
Yeah, we don't want to end up like accidentally like kicking the bass drum head and all of a sudden now that thing's broken. No. We don't want to have to deal with that. No. We'll mosh on stage respectfully. But when it comes to Runaway, if that's the one that's getting a lot of great crowd reception, really get the energy, is that one of the ones that you're like opening with? Are you guys using that more in the middle of the set as of like the last couple of shows that you played?
We kind of throw that in the middle. We like to we have. Obviously, we end the show with Halloweentown because that's kind of the big closer. I think having a high energy song at the beginning and a high energy song in the middle and a high energy song at the very end just kind of keeps those like bookends. You know what I mean? So we try to keep it as consistent energy as possible so that no one there's no one section of the show that the energy is too far down or up.
Mm-hmm.
Even like as you guys grow as a band as well, if some of those songs that you get into, if you start writing some songs that have that energy that dips down a little bit and people really get into it and you have to incorporate that in the live set. I mean, you can take a look at plenty of the bands that have done that in the past as well, where it's you build up, a lot of energy and then you figure out that point in time where maybe people need a little bit of a break during the set, just like take a breather. And that's when you put it in there. And it's just, instead of people just diving down the energy, everyone's just like, okay, we needed this. Perfect time for this. Thank you. And all of a sudden, the next song, you guys just go in full energy. Just like,
oh, yeah, full send. Exactly. Fuck you right in the face.
It's actually a mathematical equation making a set list. It's not easy to do.
Yeah, you're playing psychology for sure. Like you want the energy to flow in a really organic and natural way.
And just kind of think about that too, especially what you said with like bookending each side. I mean, putting Runaway in the middle as well. I think you guys might open that just because I love how the song opens up, just to really potentially open up a show as well.
That would be sick.
That'd be really fun.
I fought for that. so far.
I'm not opposed to it. I definitely wouldn't.
Let's do it.
Shoot, I'll do it. I have no problem doing that.
We're gonna do it.
We'll do it.
You heard it here first. We're doing it.
Means you gotta make another backing track, another intro.
I don't give a shit.
Well, even one thing that I've always been interested to see if a band could pull this off, and you guys might be able to pull it off with Runaway as well. It's like, what if you played Runaway right like up until the bridge, and then you went into a different song, and then after Halloweentown, then all of a sudden you open up to the bridge for Runaway, or you get that like public service announcement style vocal over the building guitars of the bridge to create that more like creepy theme park feel, and then the little kid just goes, bye, and you just go in this deep, darker, heavy metalcore style breakdown with those dirty growls. It's just like, holy fucking shit. Could you imagine like building that song and then like, okay, we're going to go to a different one. Well, where's the end of it? Oh, you're going to wait for it. And all of a sudden after Halloweentown, everyone's just like, yeah, everyone's just amped up. And all of a sudden now you go into that just to close out the show. Holy fuck.
That should be the encore.
I was going to say the encore is just the other half of the song.
You got to include the bridge in there as well, because all of a sudden people be like, what's going on? And all of a sudden you're going to start to see that pit just all of a sudden just you're going to see the space just grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. All of a sudden, bye-bye.
Dude, I'd let's make it happen. I'm down for it.
Super down.
Well, when you guys get on tour and if you guys come up to my neck of the woods, you come up to like the upper Midwest area, yeah, let's see if we can make that happen. And all of a sudden just... Because if you guys go into that bridge, all of a sudden, next thing you're going to see is I'm going to be, and me and a couple of my friends, so I'll tell them to do the exact same. Be like, push these people to the fucking side. We can make this thing as big as possible. Just move. We're rolling death in this shit.
You hit him.
Oh, I'll be on one side. Like, okay, where is the biggest motherfucker here? And if it's my buddy name, to be like, okay, now I'm scared. Anybody else, I'm like, it's on. But if it's my buddy, I'll be like, now I'm scared. Please don't kill me. But you might though, especially after hearing "Bye Bye" and all of a sudden just with that the way that breakdown hits.
Oh, they love the "Bye Bye."
I love the "Bye Bye." It sets it up so perfectly, especially to kind of close out the whole entire set too. If you guys just come out and like break Runaway up like that, just holy fucking shit. That's how we end it. Like, who's gonna forget that?
Dude, no, for real. I'm about it. I'm about ending it with Runaway. I'm about starting with Runaway. It's just a good song all around. I love the energy of that song. It's super fun to play live. And it's fun to watch people, respond to it as soon as they hear the chainsaw sound.
Oh, or they hear that chainsaw sound, it's just, your ears perk up, your spirits get lifted. It's like finding the bike downstairs on Christmas morning all wrapped up. It's just like you're the chainsaw, you're like, oh, it's happening. And also, when it comes to the song No Escape, how did you guys get Ricky Armelino to be featured on that track? Because when it comes to the podcast, Ricky has been on the podcast in the most random way. He was recording with a band that I was working with, and he kept walking back and forth 11 times every time.
That's hilarious.
Every time he video bombed us, every time. And I was like, hold together, Kevin. I can't stop laughing at this shit. But how'd you get him on this track?
We use a service called Featured X. We send them the song, and if they like the track, they'll set their asking price for it, and they'll do their thing.
That song actually was one of the earliest songs we actually had written.
Yeah.
We had that song and him featuring on it, I think before we even got signed. So that was before we even released the third single when we were working on that. So at the time we were we had to just use any resource we could to get in contact with some of these people because we were just fresh and we didn't have a team at the moment.
Yeah, but Featured X came in clutch for that for sure.
But I mean, it speaks to the fact that you guys are doing what you can do to make sure that the songs that you're creating are the best possible versions of them and the versions that you guys want them to be at the same time. On top of that, given the style of the music that you guys work within, and all of a sudden seeing Ricky Armelino featured on that track, it makes sense. I mean, you think about, where Ricky Armelino comes from, the style of music that he works, it's okay, this absolutely makes sense for him to be on a track with you guys. Regardless of what the track is, it's going to be a point of contention for a lot of people to come in and say, oh shit, we got to check this out based off of that. But then, there is so much more to the track than that feature. I mean, it's a feature that brings you to listen to the song, to try it out, but it's the rest of the song that's just okay, fuck it, we're in. That's the best way to describe it. It's the draw, but then all of a sudden, boom. Of course, Ricky enhances the song, but there's so much more going on there where you're you got to keep listening to this bad boy. You got to. It just screams, you can't escape from this song. There is no escape.
There's no escape.
Precisely.
I was trying to think during that.
Yeah, he definitely killed it.
I was trying to think of that whole entire thing. How am I gonna really wrap this whole entire no escape name back into? I'm yep. There's no escape from this song. You're not going to want to miss out on it. Because even I'm even taking a look at my notes on this song. I'm taking a look at my notes on the song too. The last line I have is great move. It was with the Ricky Armelino feature and feeling of this is impending doom due to the feeling captured on this song. There's an impending doom in there that feels, of course, no escape. It just makes sense. It just brings you right in. I'm God damn, can you guys do more of this shit? Because it kind of had some of that electronic industrial high pitch styles in there too, just to add in. I'm where the fuck is this coming from? Is this this starting to give me Motions of the White 2015 vibes, but mixed with your guys' style, mixed with some Ricky Armelino shit. How the hell is this all gonna happen? And then boom, you listen to it and there's no escape from this great song. You don't want to miss out on it.
It was definitely the most fun video I think I filmed, for me at least. I can't speak for everyone, but yeah, it was definitely one of the most fun music video shoots that I've been a part of.
And why was that for everyone listening? Because I want to get them more intrigued to check out the video for No Escape. So why was it the most fun one for you guys to shoot?
There was just the most going on. We typically do 1 day shoots, but this is the first time we had a 2 day shoot. We had performance shots and we had story shots, and got to bust out some acting chops that I had to manifest on the spot. And it was a fun time. I think there was, I would say, a more strenuous shoot would probably have been Runaway. That one was the craziest one for me. But that was just because I had those running shots and shit. That I was suffering through all of that. That was awful. But No Escape was definitely just the most fun.
No. Runaway was the most fun for me because I got to see Anthony run for his life from nothing into the woods. And he had leaves and twigs all in his hair and shit.
It was awful. I know, but not on purpose either.
I remember I was chilling in the room with the AC and I didn't realize what he was doing at the time. And I come outside and he's bent over huffing and he's got all this stuff in his hair. and he'd been running through the woods.
I literally just been running and like in the dirt, in the fucking sticks and trees,
cutting up himself and
dude. I was bleeding. I
falling
was
on
fucking
rocks.
miserable.
He went in,
dude. I was miserable.
I'm glad he had to do it.
Please watch the Runaway video. I fucking suffered for the art.
Yeah.
Just watch both of them. Watch one for No Escape, watch one for Runaway, because with No Escape, you're going to get to see what Anthony really enjoyed making for a music video. And then watch Runaway to see what the other guys liked watching Anthony make a music video for. I mean,
we have a behind the scenes for it. I wish we had a behind the scenes for Runaway.
Oh, behind the scenes Runaway would be so fun.
I mean, I'm pretty sure behind the scenes for it would just be you guys just going in on it. It's like, yeah, you know, hey, look at your hair. You know, you need some more leaves. You need some more twigs in there. Let's twist this up. You know, oh, you need that little like scratch on your face from the stick. Oh, let's make it bigger. Let's have some fun with this shit. Yeah. All the while after you're done like running the woods for like the 10th time, you're on the side just like, no more, guys. No more. All right.
It was just doing sprints.
Yeah, and then he had to go actually sing the song inside for the performance shot. So a lot of cardio that day.
I think I ate some Tijuana flats before all that.
Oh yeah.
No, I couldn't because I was in makeup. I wasn't able to do that. I think you guys were all eating and I was getting my makeup done, so I couldn't, or something. Something happened where I wasn't able to eat.
So it's even worse.
Yeah, it was even worse. I was starving and I was exhausted. I was sweaty.
He was starving, but we had a Tijuana flats buffet. That be known, he did it to himself.
You really suffered for that music video, didn't you, Anthony? Oh my God. I mean, it's just adding more to the lore. I wish there was a behind the scenes video now for this. I would love to see more of this shit going on. Especially at the end of the day. It's just like, how do you feel? Don't talk to me for 3 days, guys.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, and so after the Runaway shoot, we actually the day after had the Circles shoot. We did back-to-back videos. Oh, yeah, so we showed up the next day in full different outfits. I showed up. I was miserable. I was
at least for Circles, we had air conditioning.
We did have air conditioning, and that was nice. It was indoors, but I was just angry the whole day. I was like, "Don't talk to me. Let's just get this done."
It's like I'm just on focus mode at this point, just based on what we went the previous day. At least you had air conditioning though, because I mean, how hot was it when you were just like sprinting through the woods for like 10 or 12 straight?
Bro, you're fucking.
Wait, you gotta sacrifice for the art, my guy. What do you want me to do? I can't control the weather.
Well, it was the same it was the same spot we did Halloweentown at as well. And I remember when we filmed Halloweentown, it was hot as shit, but it also poured for like 2 solid hours.
So you had that like post-rain humidity where it was like
yummy,
the air is
Florida
thick.
shit.
Yeah, it's Florida swamp shit.
Farm in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
literally.
And luckily, I will say the Runaway shoot we did like the back room where we were getting like our makeup done and all that shit. That had air conditioning, so that was nice. But not for Halloweentown. Halloweentown, it was all sweat, all humid. It was disgusting.
Hey, you gotta suffer for the art to make sure it's as good as possible. You can't let that slide.
Builds character.
Builds character and builds those stories that you guys can look back on and just be like, yeah, this is some fun times. Let's not do that again because this. But then, of course, I'm pretty sure like another music video you're going to make is going to include Anthony running in the woods just for fun. It's going to be done in like 100-degree heat and humidity. It's just going to be like, I'm only doing this one time.
Fuck that. I'm hiring a stunt double.
And then we'll say, we didn't need the extra footage.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Anthony, you'd probably be like, no. I'm not doing it. Robbie, Tristan, you guys do it this time. You guys are running in the woods.
I don't run, man.
I sit on my drum kit and I
give up.
I walk fastly.
Or you can be the guy running in the woods and just fall over and all of a sudden just and then just
that was me. That was me on the Runaway shoot. I had to like there was so many shots where our director Eric DiCarlo, he was just like, I need you to run over here, fall over here, make it look, and I need you to crawl from here to here. But here to here was covered in leaves, dirt, debris, fucking whatever was like junkyard stuff, like random junkyard stuff. I got beat the hell for that shoot. That was fun.
You should run and then fly away.
You should run and fly away.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah, imagine. And then the chainsaw starts flying away. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud.
But like, instead of the chainsaw flying away, just like
you haven't seen it.
But instead of the chainsaw flying away in like the most clean version ever, it's the chainsaw flying away. You just see like paper wings attached to it, and you see it like flying away on the video, but it's like attached to a string with like Tristan holding it, just like, look at it go.
Hey, I'm all about it.
We used all
We'll
the
do it for the
VFX budget
remix.
on
Yeah, we
on,
used our
on
entire
running
budget
shots.
for CGI of
Anthony
Tristan
running because he
flying
refused.
chainsaw.
Okay, now that would be hysterical. Yep, we blew all the budget so Anthony wouldn't have to run, but now we want the flying chainsaw. We have to make it like a puppet. Like, wee, look at
Bust
me
out
go.
the dental floss.
The dental floss, the fishing line, just figure out a way to do it. But
Fishing
all of a
line,
sudden, you're going to end up getting a real chainsaw for it, and all of a sudden, someone's going to rev it up. All of a sudden, the button's going to get stuck, and you're going to have the fishing line on there. It's just going to cut it and just start swinging.
It was a
It's
real
like-
chainsaw in the video.
Yeah, it was a real one too. But
Yeah, we used the real one in the video, but it was broke. So it
broke.
didn't-
But it's probably a good thing it was broke because we would have definitely turned it on if it wasn't broke. And imagine Anthony getting chased by an actual running chainsaw.
That's not even a video. That's just a fucking crime.
That's a crime, I think.
Yeah,
So,
but if he was getting chased,
we would have done it. We would have done it.
if he was getting chased by an actual chainsaw, though, one that actually functioned properly, I'm pretty sure it would only taken one shot because you would have just felt the fear flowing through him at that point. Like, oh my
Eric
god,
would've
being
been
chased by a
miserable.
chainsaw.
I would
Oh,
I would have chased you with it.
I would have chased you with
Well,
it.
we wouldn't have been able to do it because the way we did it,
Oh yeah.
our director Eric, he was a trooper. He actually, I would say he suffered more than I did. The way we had to do, because the chainsaw is in first person and he had his big camera. He had to tie it to his like sternum so that the chainsaw was pointing out, and we didn't really have anything to mount it on to him with, so we used like 2 2x4s and some rope. It was just some super like. Yeah, it was some super like
I
backyard
don't know if
shit.
you can see the lighting. Hang on.
Do you have it?
Oh, you can't see it. It's so bright. Hang on, let me turn it down.
There.
No, I
it is.
see it. You
Yeah,
got this
it
strap
was-
just around like the upper part of his leg.
Yeah, it was a
That's
2x4. Two 2x4s nailed, and then a ratchet strap like around him.
It's horrible.
It was pretty creative though,
Dude, after every shot, Eric would be like, "Okay, let's do it again." Because the thing you have to realize, it was like pushing into his stomach, and
Yeah.
he was suffering. I think he had it worse than I did.
Oh yeah, I mean, but that's some redneck engineering right there. All right, how about this? 2x4s and
absolutely.
ratchet straps on a person. That's how we do this shit.
Literally, we used what we had available. Everything that was laying around. We just. All right, get that, and we'll use this to tie it off, and we'll use that to and it worked.
It kind of just took me back to like watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia when they had the dance marathon. They put the bar up first as the prize, and Dennis and Mac had the exoskeletons where they could hold the keg. Like, you guys could have done something like that, but nope, this was much better.
Oh,
Absolutely.
we makeshifted some way more complicated things than that for that shoe. We had like
The set
the
design?
crane, like
Yeah.
pulley systems and like things hanging from the ceiling.
Things hanging from the ceiling.
Excuse me, things hanging from the ceiling.
Tracheotomy.
Yeah, we went from his normal speak to all of a sudden chain smoker for 25 years. We had things hanging from the ceiling.
What I was saying was,
Please,
But-
any more soup.
We put it up there with magic. We lifted it with Wingardium Leviosa, not Leviosa. You know that shit.
precisely.
But it just speaks to just the creativity you guys have when it comes to making sure you get the music videos done the way that you wanted to get done. I mean, if you guys are going to go to pull out all these stops to figure out a way to do it in the most random way possible with different pulley systems, with different ideas, with ratchet straps and 2x4s, I mean, there's plenty of bands I would probably have interviewed on this podcast as well that wouldn't take it that far, but it's when you do take stuff that far and you do give it a shot, that's when you get those moments, those music videos that people really latch on to, that people remember. It's like, well, if we wouldn't have tried this crazy ass idea to make this work, it wouldn't have happened, and this video wouldn't have that moment.
Absolutely. It makes the moments. It makes the memories too. Like, it's like, those are the funny, like what sucked in
yeah.
the moment. They're probably the funniest stories I have now.
That's true.
Yeah, now you're looking back. I mean, we're talking about him. We're just laughing hysterically at him. I mean, come on. 2x4, ratchet strap on a chest. All right, let's do this again. Ugh. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That's funny as shit, but in the moment, I mean, I'd hate to be your director that has to run around with that. But he's probably laughing at that shit now. Like, I can't believe we actually did
I'm
that.
sure. Yeah. Eric, we love you.
Yeah.
Eric.
Oh, Eric's the man.
Yes, Eric, thank you. We love you for doing that. So, guys, as we're approaching 2023, of course, you guys had a great 2022, but how is 2023 going to be even better than 2022? What are you guys planning that you can say right now, or what can you tease right now? It's like, okay, this is what we're going to be looking at. We might be looking at this, might be looking at that. How is 2023 going to be better than 2022 for Dark Divine?
So we do have a full-length album in the works. So that's going to be more content. So there's definitely going to be some more music videos. Hopefully that leads to a spring tour. We're trying to gear towards a spring tour. So right now, what's for sure happening is an album, and hopefully a spring tour for you guys. That's all that's been booked. But I know that there's some stuff in the works that I can't obviously mention yet.
Yeah, it's basically what we did this year, but
more of it,
way more of it, and way better things of it.
We did just get an RV, so we have a solid
transportation comfortably. We literally just want to go to as many places as we can, because we do see all these people asking us to come to their city all day every day, and we genuinely want to do that. So that's what we're really working towards as we close out the year, writing and recording new music. So we're getting ready for it.
All right, so let's run through this to make sure that I'm correct on this. So you guys have signed with a big booking agent that has a lot of stock behind them, that books for bands like Motionless and Ice Nine. So when it comes to that, it speaks to the level that you guys are at. 2, you guys have reliable transportation in an RV that you guys can get around the country comfortably. On top of that, you don't have to worry about trying to find transportation, which has been a major stalling point for a good number of bands trying to go out and tour, as in post-pandemic times. And there's a new album in the works coming out, potentially even more crazy videos. So when it comes to a spring tour, who's better set for something like that than you guys? What tour package wouldn't want something like that? I mean, reliable transportation is okay, that is key. That is one of the big sticking points out there. Get Dark Divine on what? They get reliable transportation. That's that.
Yeah, we can get there.
We got good tires.
Yeah, they got good tires. They got good tires, got good treads on them, so they're set. What about the engine? The oil was changed recently.
Good tires.
Yeah!
We have good insurance. Roadside assistance. We are the band.
Bum, 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 bum. Or my other bad joke. That was my bad joke for the day. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see myself out. But as we look at that, I mean, you guys got a lot going for you going into 2023 that you're working on, that you guys have to get set to go and see go and play some live shows for people all across the country that people have been begging you to go and see. Hell, you guys might even make it up to Canada, especially you get a lot of people come to Toronto. Just get a campaign to start coming to Toronto. And then
we have a lot of European fans.
Go to Europe as well, if it's possible. Right. I mean, you never know. It could be possible in 2023. If not, 2024. Definitely 2024. Also, one thing we need to see from you guys in 2023, Halloween Horror Nights. We need to see you guys play that shit. We need to see you guys get something going. It's we need Universal Studios to be hey, we need some music here. Real live music. Who should we get? Why not Dark Divine?
Universal.
Perfect.
Universal Orlando.
At Universal Orlando, yes. Orlando, specifically the one in Orlando. We need to make sure it's the one there because, of course, well, why do we want Dark Divine on there? Well, they fit the aesthetic. They go hard. Plus, reliable modes of transportation, and they're already right the fuck here. And they go to Halloween Horror Nights all the time. Why the hell wouldn't you go there? Come on.
We live here.
It's just
we'd be there anyway.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll have our gear just if you need it.
Yeah.
Well,
they'll already be there. Just show up. My drums are in my car. So if you need me, just call me.
They'll come over and just I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Spooky boys are
always ready.
Spooky boys are always ready. So, guys, as we bring this podcast to conclusion, one thing I'd like to do is give my guests, which is the three of you in this instance, a chance to say whatever you want to say, plug whatever you want to plug, promote whatever, and promote at the end of the podcast. So, gentlemen, the floor is yours.
Yeah, we have Spotify. We have all streaming platforms. So go ahead and check that out if you can. We just got a song on Octane, so that's sick. That's a lot of fun. Halloweentown has just been on rotation. huge thanks to that. And we have all social medias. We'd love to see you guys interact with those so we can interact with you guys. And we got some big stuff in the works for you.
Merchandise at dark-divine.com.
Merchandise at dark-divine.com. And we are looking at some new merch designs as well.
Ooh. Alrighty, well, it's now time for me this podcast with three things. First things first. So, with Dark Divine, they have a reliable mode of transportation. They are working on a new album, and they're probably going to be touring this spring in 2023, hopefully in your area. And, like I said, merch. We're going to try and play Halloween Horror Nights. We're going to try all this shit. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to follow along with the band. You're going to want to listen to music, stream music, check it out. On top of that, you're going to want to buy some merch and check out those new merch designs when they're ready. So instead of having to search all this stuff up, instead of having I got to find them on all these socials here, I got to find their YouTube. What am I going for merch? Where am I going to stream their stuff? How about this? Go to the description of the podcast where it says Find Dark Divine Online. You're going to see links and labels for literally everything there. So it's a one-click, one-stop shop where you can like their stuff, follow along with their stuff, buy the merch, watch the videos, listen to music, and get tickets when they go on tour. I mean, come on. You're not going to want to miss out on that. That's just, it'd be criminal to miss out on this. And then you know when to tag. Then when you're tagging Universal Orlando to tell Dark Divine to play Halloween Horror Nights in 2023, the Dark Divine page or whatever piece of social media you're on to tag them. You'll know which one it is. I got it all there for you. Come on. Don't miss out on this.
Oh, yeah. You plugged us way better than we plugged ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, someone's got to plug you guys good, right? And I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
And now it's time for number 2. So whenever I guest in the podcast, I enjoy having the podcast. I tend to make a certain promise as a way to say, one, thank you for taking time to being on the podcast, and as a way for me to say I would like to continue to support the band as much as possible. Every band I've ever had on the podcast has pretty much hit on this promise. You guys have hit on this as well, and I'm not sure if I'm going to have to edit it or not based on one of your stories, but we'll see what happens. So my promise is this. It's not an if, because if implies this might not happen. I say when, because it implies this will happen. We just don't know when or the date or time yet. So when I get you guys perform live for the first time, typically my promise is first round's on me. However, I might just bring a big giant box of Gushers for you guys.
There you go.
And or I might bring a big box of shit and a small box specifically with Robbie saying Robbie only do not touch. So we make sure
that's the one that would be eaten first.
I like you, dude.
That's funny.
We'll make it
Why
happen.
does everybody like Robbie?
I don't know. That made me laugh though.
We'll make it happen. But as we bring this podcast to conclusion for the third thing, I can't say goodbye because number of reasons. 1, I made the promise. I got to keep that promise. 2, I wanted you guys to perform live. I want to make sure you guys get on Halloween Horror Nights to be the first band to play that shit because, well, that'd be fucking awesome. And also, I don't want to be the only time we do a podcast. When the new album's ready to come out, let's run it back again. We'll talk all about that shit and get more people to be like, we need to listen to Dark Divine. We need to do this now. So can this be goodbye? Nah. This is going to be I'll see you later.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll see you later.
Until next time.
Well, folks, it's been a review with Anthony, Robbie, and Tristan from the band Dark Divine. Once again, if you are a fan of this band, if you want to know more about this band, if you're like, I like metalcore, I like when horror tropes are thrown into the music, I like bands like Motionless White Iceland, Kills Black Veil Brides, Guar. Oh yeah, you're going to like Dark Divine. So go and follow them on all their social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, wherever else we can find. Watch their videos on YouTube because they put a lot of work in those videos in terms of all the crazy shit they had to do for them. You heard on the podcast just now. Go and stream all their stuff on all the streaming platforms because they got new music coming out, and sometime in maybe 2023 they're working on a new album. So, oh yeah, you're going to want to check that out. On top of that, they got more merch coming out, and let's see him get on the road in 2023. You're going to want to see him out there. So go follow along with everything so you don't miss out on a thing. All the links are in the description of the podcast below under the thing that says follow Dark Divine Online. Links, labels, everything. You don't have a chance of missing out on these guys. Also, be sure to subscribe and follow along with the Chord Progression Podcast. You can follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for your viewing pleasure. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can watch all these interviews, or you can also listen to them on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Podcast, iHeart Radio, Amazon, many other places as well. Thank you, Britain Media, for helping out with that. Please hit the subscribe button. It would mean absolutely the world to me. Think of it as like my Christmas gift if you guys like this stuff. Like, oh, I want to give Kevin a Christmas gift. I'm going to hit that subscribe button. Ooh, yeah. Happy that you guys are here. And if you're not hitting that subscribe button, you're like, I enjoyed the podcast, you want to hit subscribe, please reconsider. But on top of that, thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you, FNX Fitness, for sponsoring this podcast. 20% off your entire order using the code description of the podcast at xfit.com. The link's there down there as well. Thank you, guys, from Dark Divine. Once again, Anthony, Robbie, Tristan, absolutely appreciate it. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. See you guys in 2023. On that note, that's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you for watching, listening to the Chord Progression Podcast. My name is Kevin, and you guys know how I end every single one. So the big, healthy, and hearty. See y'all.